H200 not out, mate. So I know you've had a couple of days to think back and reflect on this, and you're back at home doing your dad duties and everything else. Are you waking up in the morning still thinking, wow, I hit 200 not out?
Oh yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Obviously, like you say, to look back and obviously be part. Personally for me, it was really special, but also as a team, I guess the shift we put in, making them follow on, the effort that the bowlers put in, made it a pretty cool way to finish the Test summer, and a nice way to do it as well, winning 2-0.
And conditions a little blowy out there in Wellington, were they?
Well, I mean, I can't really complain seeing what the bowlers did, but it was incredible. Yeah, it was seriously tough fielding it alone, doing what they did, and it certainly made it a lot tougher. One of those ends into the breeze and the role that obviously both bracelets did a lot of it. To be fair, was a huge effort, and you credit to them, has to go all to them really.
Henry, when you look back, mate, we've played 4 tests, 2 against England, 2 against Sri Lanka. After the first test in Tauranga against England, it's just mind-blowing to think what the team has achieved since that point.
Yeah, it's like you say, the test in that was disappointing, but I think, we certainly know as a group, having played, test cricket over a pretty experienced group over a period of time now, that, we weren't, it might seem silly to a lot of people, but we weren't that far away. We knew that the pink ball in itself was a different challenge, but we knew if we could, I guess, stay together and trust what we've done over a period of time, that the results will turn, and that was nice that they did. Obviously, it was a close one in a couple of those games, and I think it was cool to be a part of, and I certainly, from the energy we felt from the crowds at that, I say the 1-by-1 run and then 1 by on the last ball with what Kane did. So it was really cool to be a part of, and like I say, a nice bounce back from the Test group.
Look, I mean, I love the way that, it's so underplayed. They were close. Good God, mate, they were close. I mean, geez, give 5 days and it comes down to that. I mean, we write every emotion as we're sitting there on, watching it and so forth. But when you're actually in the middle of it, how do you ride those snakes, the ups and downs of all the the nuances and ins and outs of these games?
Yeah, like you say, certainly in the Test game, for it to go down to the last day, and I guess the England one compared to the Sri Lanka one, personally for me, was very different. I guess when you're fielding, you're sort of, I know you're doing what you always do, and you're not riding as much, but certainly watching most of that last day, the run chase and that last hour with Kane, and then when Neil went out there as well, it was terrible. Yeah, terrible to be watching. Really, you want to be out there trying to do something, but it was really special, and I think to get over the line in those close ones, certainly there's big belief in the team, but it's just like you say, it is crazy to look back over 5 days and think that's what you won by a bare margin, and makes all the little things that go in throughout a Test match, every session, make it all worth it.
Does playing in matches like that, being a part of history like that, does that cement for you that this is the greatest form of the game for you?
Oh, I think certainly for me it's my favourite form, and I know the Test group, we hold that in that regard, and I think obviously with the Test Championship, what that's done in terms of giving it more context and everything like that, it's been great. But I certainly know before that, everyone who played it has, I said the history of the game and everything that comes with it, we're really proud to play it, and I say it was nice that we were able to, beat Sri Lanka the way we did, I guess, after, like I say, being out of contention for this cycle of the Test Championship.
Henry Nicholls with us, 200 not out at the Basin Reserve. Special place to hit it as well. The margins are so fine, aren't they, mate? I mean, it comes down to Wags. It comes down to that last ball. It could have been 0-2 against England. Completely changes everything. Did that, or what kind of an uplift did that win give you going into the Sri Lankan series? Yeah,
you're right. It's obviously, it's nice to get over. We've been on obviously the end of some other games where it has been tight and we haven't, but I think certainly as a group, the result then, I'm sure as everyone talks about, isn't what you're focused on, and we know that the process of what we're trying to do, hasn't been that far away. We look back to Pakistan and a couple of draws over there, but they weren't far away either. So it's nice, I guess, to see that work of trusting what we do to actually, and it does come up in the crunch time, and like I say, obviously those small moments of guys stepping up like the way Wags did in Wellington, and obviously Kane the way he did in Christchurch, it's great for the group, and so really nice way for us to sign off Test cricket for I think it's on the Test for about 8 months, so it's another challenge in itself.
A special place to be on the field watching that guy bat as well. I want to talk about your magnificent 200 in a second, but we can't. Our captain scores centuries. He wins Test matches. He then comes to Wellington and bats another 215. What's it like with him at the other end, mate?
yeah, I mean, we all know how special player he is, but certainly in the last, since we've come home and obviously got 200 in Pakistan, and I don't think he's never really satisfied. He's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. He's a genius. He's a special player, and to be there at the other end, I said to someone at times you feel a little bit. Well, in some respects, it makes it easy because you're not focusing on, no one's really focusing on you, but certainly you just have the best seat in the house to be able to watch it and enjoy it. And he just gets in such a zone that he probably doesn't even know who's out there with him. He's just in his own bubble and just making history along the way. But it's certainly the furthest thing from his mind. So we're really lucky to have. Obviously, I think for me personally, just to even play with him in this era, and he's obviously going to be looked back as probably the greatest that we've certainly ever had.
How much pressure did you feel under, or how much pressure did you put on yourself to make a big score? Because it had been a lean run. Let's not make any, let's just be silly about that. I mean, you had been in a hard trot. That happens in this game, but it can be turned around, just like you showed with 200 not out. How much pressure were you putting on yourself?
Yeah, I think that's the nature of, like you say, when you're playing at the top level and you're always wanting to contribute. And certainly, I haven't really, I guess, necessarily felt out of form, but certainly, like you say, out of runs. And I think, I'm probably my harshest critic, and I've always wanted to contribute, and it hasn't happened how I would have liked over that period of time. But I say the biggest thing for me was the feeling in the group that everyone fully backed me, and that it wasn't far away. And I guess what I leaned on was, I guess, my experience now of having done it over a period of time and trusting that, nothing's changed in my game. It's just a case of doing the right things, keeping it consistent. And like I say, it was nice that it did happen, and I guess it turned into what it did in the end. But for me, it was another good reminder that, whether you're out of form or in form, it's just that the next innings is the most important, and trying to, I guess, keep pushing the team forward and contributing. And like I say, it was more important that it was in a test win and a test series win.
When you went to lunch and you weren't quite on your first 100 out of that 200, how tough is that? Because I bet you just wanted to stay out there and keep batting while you were hitting the ball like that.
Yeah, it was quite nice. We had obviously lost a bit of time on the first day, so that first session on day 2 was 2.5 hours. So Kane and I got a bit extra time. We, like I say, you're in a nice zone, and you just keep trying to, I guess, just keep doing that. And whenever you have a break, I guess you do reassess a little bit, but. I guess the position that we managed to get to was that the Sri Lankan guys, obviously after Christchurch as well, we knew they'd be tired, and that it was a case of just keeping them out there and keeping doing what we're doing. And so for us to again do that, getting into tea as well, when Kane and I were still there, it was a partnership that was fun to be a part of, and let's say it was nice how it all worked out.
Henry, 100 off 60 something balls to second ton though. Man, you were thrashing it around. It was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, that was, I guess, that was the fun stuff you get at the end sometimes, which was nice. And so it was a little bit of a blur probably after 100. I say we were trying to get on with it and trying to score as many as we could, as quickly as we could.
Are you aware of all the chatter that goes around? Do you follow social media? Do you read all the stuff or not? Or you just, when you're playing, you keep away from all of that?
Yeah, no, certainly. When we're playing, I try and stay away from that as much as you can. But again, like I say, you're always aware of what's going on and the external noise. And I think it's just, for me, another good reminder, like we said earlier, around just accepting that for what it is and understanding that, if I do get the opportunity to get picked again and play, that my focus is the main thing on what my job is. So I guess you learn that over time with experience, but that's the ups and downs of being a sportsman, and it's all part of it.
Let's not forget, 9 test centuries and 12 50s, mate, in 54 tests. It's not a bad record. Be kind to yourself. It's not a bad record, mate.
Yeah, there's a little flip out there as well. So
yeah,
but no, I guess that's the experience. Like I touched on that, you look to lean on, and like I say, it's pretty crazy to think 54 tests and look back to where I started. So it's pretty cool to. And a lot of those guys still playing. I touched on Kane and obviously Tim and Tom Latham as well, and all those guys. It's been a fun ride. Oh,
look, getting a double century in a test match, mate. I mean, there's only a few hundred, or probably even, I don't know if a few, maybe a couple of hundred people in the world that have ever done it. So congratulations to you. Did you get to keep a souvenir from that match?
I managed to grab a stump at the end. So like you say, it's something that I guess we're typically as Kiwis pretty humble and pretty reluctant to accept a lot of praise. I certainly knew at the time that it'd be cool to get a little signed by the guys, and like I say, something that you'll have forever. And when my wee lad grows up and maybe he has a bit of interest in cricket, it'll be pretty cool to be able to share that with him.
Yeah, he'll probably, I mean, if you give it to him now, he'll probably have a gnaw on it this afternoon and just have a little chew on it.
Right.
Oh, look, all the very best, mate. Well done, and thank you so much for spending time with us. And we look forward to when's the next epic? I mean, so you're obviously looking forward to the tests at the end of the year, big time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's a bit of a break now. A lot of white ball, but like I say, as a test group, we do get used to playing a lot or playing a little. So like I say, it was nice after the game, the guys reflect on where we've been and played a lot of cricket and some ups and downs and everything along the way.